Hello and welcome to Math Science. Today our class is called Slime Time. So we are going to make some slime and learn about the properties of slime and stuff. So probably you guys have made slime before, which is really cool. So today the first thing I want to talk about is what do we need to make slime. So to make slime you need two major ingredients. You need a polymer and you need a crosslinker. So polymers they are organized molecularly, so it's like a repeating pattern over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So if you were to look at them very, very small, you would see the same pattern repeating in a very organized kind of line. If you were to look in a less sorry, my cat is, okay, sorry. If you're gonna look in a less strong microscope, what you would see is kind of like what would look like almost like a wet noodle or something like that. But you go zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, and then again you would see a repeating pattern, very organized over and over and over again. So the way to think about it is like paper clips. You see, it's the same pattern over and over and over and over again. So this is going to be kind of the example of our polymer. Now, we need another ingredient to make slime. You only need two ingredients, the polymer and the crosslinker. So the other ingredient we need is the crosslinker. So our crosslinker, basically what it does is it makes the polymer start to stick to itself, okay? So instead of it being in this organized line, now it starts to get bunched up, and stick to itself. So we're going to use magnets as our example for our polymer. There's a bunch of magnets. Now, regularly with our polymer chain, if we were to set this down and then pick it back up, it's going to be fine. If we were to spiral it, pick it back up, it's also going to be fine. But if we mix it with the crosslinker, so let's go ahead and spiral it down, and then let's start putting some crosslinker in there. So there's some. As you can see, what it's starting to do is it's starting to make the polymer bunch up and stick to itself. Instead of being in this really nice organized line anymore, now it's this kind of chaotic, sticky mess. And that is what we all have grown to love with slime. So I thought we could make a few different kinds of slime and then see different activities that we would do to play with them. So let me tell you about my polymer and my crosslinker. My polymer is called polyvinyl alcohol. This is not alcohol like a beverage. It's not alcohol like a disinfectant. What this is basically like a liquid plastic. Now we're going to make three different types of slime, but I'm going to change the amount of crosslinker that I'm going to put in. Our crosslinker is going to be called sodium borate. Okay? And so first I want to put the exact same amount of polymer in each one of my little slime cups. Let's see if I can turn it, so the clear side is facing y'all. And then I'm going to fill these up to the number 2. Get the lid off. All right. This one has just a little bit more. It's an accident. Let's try to make them a little bit more even. Okay. That should be correct. Okay. So, see, now I've got this one just a little bit less. There we go. So we're at about 2.5 on these little marks. Okay. Now, the amount of crosslinker that I add is going to change the consistency of the slime, and it's going to also change the things that slime can do. So I have a pipette here, and I'm going to measure out. We are going to put 2 pipettes in this slime. We're going to put 4 pipettes in this slime, and we're going to put 6 pipettes of the crosslinker in the final slime. So what I want you to do is I want you to think, okay, if we have more crosslinker, is going to make the slime more watery, or is it going to make the slime more stiff? So think about that for a minute. While you're thinking about that, I'm going to we're going to have our slime with the least amount of crosslinker. We're going to make, hold on, I sneeze. Excuse me. We're going to make this kind of light green gecko color. If I can open it. Okay. Now, the paint will not affect the slime. There we go. This very light mucus lime green. Okay, and then in our very thickest slime, we're going to make this kind of darker green. And of course, this hasn't been used, so let me take off this part. Give it a quick little shake. And go ahead and put a couple drops in. We'll mix that up too. So we've got our 3 different colors for our 3 different slimes. We've got kind of a mucus green slime. Let's see if maybe we can get this a little bit more saturated by adding more. Woo. There we go. That's a little bit more vibrant for us all. Okay. And then we've got our clear slime, which is going to be like our medium. And then we've got our dark colored slime, which is going to be our thickest slime. Okay, so crosslinkers. Sodium borate, I'm going to add 2 pipettes into the first slime. 1. And there's 2. Now I'm going to stir. The best way to stir slime is to do the 2-handed stir, where you hold with one hand and you stir with the other. As you can see, almost instantly it's trying to be slime. We still need to integrate those 2 ingredients together really well. This might take a moment. While we're doing this, what I'd like you to think about is some things that are slimy in nature. So slime happens in nature, right? Slime comes out of your nose. It's snot or mucus. Sometimes it can be in your throat. And what this is doing is this is actually filtering dirt out of your body. So there's a purpose for snot and stuff. If you've got bad germs or dirt or whatever, a lot of times you'll get a runny nose, and this is going to be so that you can get any of that nasty stuff that's in your nose out of it. Sometimes it'll happen in your throat if you're sick, and this would be to kind of protect your throat a little bit from when it's really raw, you got a sore throat, it'll put kind of like a mucus shield on it. That's kind of gross, but it's supposed to be soothing to you. So that's something that happens to you with slime. There are these fish, they're called hagfish, and they have a defense mechanism of slime. And what they do is, say a big predator goes to, as you can see, we're getting better. A big predator goes and tries to eat it, and what it does is it starts secreting mucuses. So much, in fact, that the shark or whatever, the big fish that was going to eat it, will let it go, because mucus will actually get into their gills so that they can't breathe anymore. So the hagfish's defense mechanism is making slime. What are some other slimy things? Another one for your body is when you're chewing, your body naturally coats your food in a slime, and it turns it into like a little slime ball of food, and that is called a bolus. Worms are slimy. I don't know that there might be a reason. I don't really know what the reason is, if there is one. I don't think it's like a defensive thing or anything, but I do know that if worms aren't slimy, if they get too dry, then they don't survive, so it's important for them to stay moist and slimy. Same thing with slugs and snails. Perhaps it helps them move better, because they don't have legs and stuff, so it allows them to have something to kind of slide across. All right, so here is our first slime. It's kind of going to be our runniest slime. This is really good for stretching. And what I wanted to do with it is see if I can blow a bubble in it later. So now that leads me to our second slime. We put 2 pipettes in the first. Let's go ahead and do 4 pipettes in this next one. Okay, and then we're going to integrate those together too. Stir them up. This one happens more quickly. It's not going to take as much time just to mix it all together because the cross-linker is kind of doing that work for us. The more we add, the more it's kind of sticking to itself. So I would say this slime is really close to ready to go. I'm just going to make sure it's all mixed up. And with this particular slime, so I said that one would stretch, this one should be our bestest stretchies. And then you could keep going higher and higher and higher and higher till it breaks. So that was a really good stretchy slime. All right, our last one is going to be our thickest slime. What we're going to try to do with this one is we're going to try to bounce it. So the first one we're going to try to blow bubbles in. The second one we're going to stretch. And then the final one, put 6 pipettes in. That's 2 so far. Here's 3. 4, 5, and 6 pipettes of our cross-linker, sodium borate. And we're going to mix this one up, and this should be our thickest slime, and we're going to see if we can get it to bounce. Now, I know I'm not making slime with you guys today, and I know that you're not getting this to take home, but if you choose to make some slime at your house, say you have ingredients to make slime, just remember that slime is not a good toy for the carpet. It's not a good toy to keep in your backpack. It's not a good toy to eat. It's not a good toy to play with in the car. So there is our goopy slime, our thickest slime. So you could see that the thinnest slime took the most time to integrate, but as long as I kept doing it, it will turn into slime. Sometimes when we make slime for mad scientists, they get sad. They're like, it's not slimy. I'm like, you just got to keep stirring, buddy. It's okay. So the first things first is let's see if we can blow a bubble in our thinner slime. Now, also slime, as you make it, will thicken up. So this is kind of thickened up a bit. So let's see if I can blow a bubble in this. I'm just going to stick in a straw. I got some air in there. It made a noise. Now, it's going to probably work best if I go kind of near the surface. Almost. Do you see the bubble? That's good. Let's see if I can do more. So that is our fantastic bubble blowing slime. and it makes some funny noises. So that's good. Very, very good. We got some bubbles blown out of our slime. All right, so our next one, we kind of stretched it before. So let's see if I get this all on my stick. I'm gonna see how long it'll stretch for. Oops, here we go. We're gonna start way up here. Let's see how long we can get it to stretch for. Clear is my favorite color of slime. It's pretty. It looks like crystals. Oh, it's starting to go faster. Oh, it's moving. There we go. So that was pretty good. I mean, if I measured that from here to here, I don't know what that would be. Pretty good though, pretty long, couple feet maybe. So that is our stretchy slime. We had our bubble blow and our little stretch-a-thon. So now with this last slime, this is where I'm going to touch it and get messy. I am going to attempt to bounce this slime. Now again, it thickens up the longer it sits. This one hasn't been sitting that long, so we made it last. Maybe we should have done it the other way around. Okay, so basically all I'm going to try to do, I'm going to put this domino here. I'm going to try to make a ball of slime that I can throw right here and have bounce over the domino. So if you have siblings or there's other people that you might want to do some slime activities with, you could have your very own slime Olympics. And you could have one event be the bubble blow, another event be the stretch-a-thon, the last event would be the big bounce, and whoever got through all of those events first, or whichever team got through all of those events first, would win the slime Olympics. So you could do something like that to just kind of, so it's not just like, okay, I'm just moving slime back and forth with my hands, now I'm bored with it. You know, it gives you something else to kind of do. So let's see if I can get a piece of this into a ball. I've got some slime here. I'm going to try to roll it into a little ball. I'm going to see if I can bounce it over. Oops. Bounce it over this domino. Oh, landed right on it. So say this is too challenging for me. I could lay it flat and try to do it. Say it's not challenging enough, I could stand it up. So you could also stand a bunch of dominoes up and then see if you could get the slime to knock down the dominoes. That'd be fun too. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go back to medium difficulty. Very close. Oh, so close, but it knocked it over. Oh my goodness. As you can see, it bounces really well. It's good bouncing slime. There we go. Yay. So that completes our slime Olympics. And again, you can do that at home. This class is mainly composed of making slime and playing with slime and doing that slime Olympics in groups. So the lesson, basically, that's all I have for the lesson. I wanted you to think about things that are slimy in nature and why they're slimy and what benefit that gives them. And then I wanted you to see the activities that you could do in the Slime-a-thon. I also wanted you to remember the science behind polymers. Remember, polymers are an organized chain repeating over and over and over and over and over. And cross-linkers are going to go in and make the polymers start to stick to itself. So the more cross-linker I add, the more my polymer is going to start to stick to itself. Now, if you've made slime at home before with something else, if you've ever heard the word activator, the activator is your cross-linker. Glue, if you've ever used glue, glue is your cross-linker. Or no, glue is your polymer. What your cross-linker would probably be like soap Sometimes you use like detergent or soap or something like that. Or I know that people have used like saline solution, like eye drop solution. So that would also be the crosslinker. The soap, the eye drop solution would be the crosslinker. The glue would be the polymer. So I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about slime and how it works. And you can convince your folks to let you make some slime. Maybe you can have a slime Olympics with them this evening or something like that, or maybe at lunchtime or something. That'd be really fun. So thank you very, very much for your time, and have a great rest of your day. Okay, bye.